All right, I'd like to welcome everybody to the February 28, 2012 Board of Adjustments meeting. I'm going to call the meeting to order. First order of business, we have a new member that needs swearing in, Mr. Mickey Bro.
I state your name.
I, Mike Brook,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution and laws of the United States
that I will support the Constitution and laws of the United States
and the Constitution and laws of this state,
and the constitutional laws of this state.
and that I will faithfully and impartially discharge and perform
I will faithfully and discharge
and impartially discharge and perform
discharge and perform
all the duties incumbent on me
all the duties incumbent on me
as a member of the Board of Adjustments,
as a member of the Board of Adjustments,
according to the best of my ability and understanding.
according to the best of my abilities and understanding.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good,
All right.
that's over.
Now, roll call of members. I'm Brad Walker, Chairman. Ms. Kathy Desidere.
Here.
Mr. Jim Cecil, Vice Chairman.
Here?
Mr. Bill Lee.
Present.
Mr. Steve McGowan.
Here.
Mr. Willie Robinson.
Here.
And Mr. Mike Bro.
Here.
All right, all members are present. At this time, we're going to have a public comment period. If you'd like to say something for or something about the Board of Adjustments, please come forward. If you're here to speak on an agenda item, each agenda item will have a public comment period. We'll call up public comment. Anybody like to say anything for or against the Board of Adjustments? All right, closing public comment period. Looking for a motion to accept the minutes of the January 24th, 2012 meeting.
I'd like to go ahead and make the motion to accept.
I'll second.
All right, motion by Mr. Jim, second by Mr. Bill. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, minutes are accepted. A motion to accept the written decisions of January 24th, 2012.
I'd like to make the motion to accept the decision for January 24th.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
Motion by Mr. Jim Cecil, second by Ms. Kathy Desidere to approve the written decisions of January 24th. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Next item is the acceptance of I need a motion to accept the written decisions of November 22nd, 2011 meeting.
Make a motion.
I'll second.
All right. Motion by Mr. Jim Cecil, second by Mr. Bill Lee to approve the written decisions of November 22nd, 2011. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right, we'll go to our first zoning review ID, 2213.12, Track B for Steve and Donna Hunt, located on the south side of Rose Road, approximately 1,050 feet east of LA 941. Anybody here to represent this? Please come forward, sign in, and tell us what you're trying to do.
I was wanting to get a permit to assemble a 24 by 24 boat and utility cover on my property. And the problem it presented is objection to it is, I think in your parish section that you got to be so many feet from the property lines. And that creates a problem because adjacent to the place where I want to assemble it is what it does, it merges into the playground of the yard, limited yard. So I'm wanting to put it about 4 foot from one corner of my lot, property line, and another 9 feet from the back. And that's what I'm trying to get a permit for. And I got a picture here to blown up, maybe simplify it. Will this, what I
There it
need
is.
to do that?
Now you're on now.
Oh, okay. It's in orange tape where I want to put the roof cover. Oh, it is, it's a metal mark. It's 6 posts, 4 by 4, with about a 3-on-12 pitch. And,
You included a picture where a boat and a trailer is at right now. This is the same area?
yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. And this is picture next to it. That's where the problem is, it merges into the children's playground area. If I bring it more than, I'd like to put it about 5 foot from the one side of the yard, and then, like I said, 9 foot from the back. And if I go any further than that, I'll be merging into the children's play area. And let me show you one more picture, might clarify it. That would be right there. I don't know if you can see it that well. But if I come over any more than that, I'll be in the children's playing area. I got another one, might even help out. That's it. The orange tape is where like I said, is where I want to erect the building. And that's pretty much the case I got. Looking to get a permit to do that. Don't have any drainage on the two corners where I'm wanting to build it up at. And, you know, I'm just wondering if it would create a problem if I get the permit to build it.
Question, are you going to put a slab down, or is it just going
No,
to be
it's
gravel?
It's just gonna be limestone.
Just limestone under there to park on, and the post would be concreted in, it's just a metal mark
Yeah, supposed to
cover?
be concrete in, 4x4, actually 3.5 by 3.5 metal posts, 6 posts with 6 joists, trusses actually, and then the metal on top. I got it, like I said, I bought it at Metal Markets, you know, neat, clean, 28 gauge metal.
Lance, on the topo, this right here, what is A3?
It's a 10-foot driveway.
Yeah, A3 is a small lot, and I think that Mr. Hunt may be able to explain to you a little better than I can how that was created. It's a very narrow lot that was created. I think there was some kind of exchange of property between the two property owners in the front and the rear for a drive, if I'm not mistaken. And I think Mr. Hunt, it's his property, it's Mr. Hunt's property.
Okay, so it's not servitude or anything?
No, no, sir,
Because it
it's
looks
a-
like where he
right.
wants to build this, it goes into that lot.
No, sir, it's his lot, it's just a separate lot. They had some kind of exchange of property between him and the previous owners.
Anybody else got any questions?
Well, so the hardship here is if you do not get approval to build it where you want to, it's going to impinge on the kids' play area, right?
Right.
That's the hardship.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Now, comparing what you're going to build to the one on your next door neighbor that is in these pictures, is that about the same thing?
Oh.
In the same corner.
Mine is just, it's a truss, it's one truss, like a 3-on-12 pitch, and 6 freestanding posts,
Okay.
and, yeah.
In other words, this is going to be just about as high as his, right?
No, it's gonna be 8 foot
8 foot?
clearance, yes, sir.
Okay.
The truss would be 8 foot from the ground. And then, like I said, 3-on-12 pitch.
Okay. Any other questions? All right, if you have a seat, we're going to open up public hearing. If anybody has anything to say for or against this zoning review ID, please come sign in and speak. You get 3 minutes.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
My name is Jane Schmerker, and I live on track A1. The sections y'all were talking about, A3, was the property. It was all a servitude at one time. We did give both tracks 10 foot of property and put down their driveways to get rid of the servitude. So I understand what that is. Now, we do accept drainage from both sides. Mr. Hunt's claiming he has nowhere else to put put this metal property, but I have a picture showing his front yard that shows he can put it in the front yard, because our problem with this building coming up is where's the excess drainage water going to come from when it comes off the roof? We already accepted enough from the other neighbor who is on top of our fence draining. Can I put this down? Would it show?
Sure.
Yes, ma'am, please.
This shows that he has more than enough land in the front of his property to put it, and he has like 80-something, 90-something feet of property in the front for drainage. We only have like a 40-foot servitude for drainage. So we already trying to drain all our front yard. Happens to be the side he wants to put this building. We have a son that has a trailer on that side, and all his front yard stays flooded with water. We're gonna have to find an alternate route to get the water to drain from his property.
Okay.
Where do you live at, ma'am?
We on that long track, A1. If you look at
Here.
the original
Yeah,
map
it's back
that
here.
Mr. Quintmore had done for us,
A1.
we're on the long part here. The small section right here is our driveway. It's the only way to get in our yard. We only have a 40-foot servitude going up there to get in and out of our yard.
And you're saying that,
He wants to, the way he wants to put this on that little corner,
right,
it's gonna cause more water to come back onto us. And during flash floods, we already have a problem with the driveway overflowing.
so the driveway goes underwater?
At some times, yes, sir.
Two houses?
Why was the servitude given up?
We were having issues with one of the neighbors, not with Mr. Hunt and his wife. So to make it fair, we went ahead and got rid of the servitude completely. We did not want to have arguments. We did not want to have problems with neighbors. We just wanted a nice, peaceful settlement. So we agreed to give them 10 foot of property and put in a driveway.
On each side.
But the servitude is where the ditches would be to drain the water to the front.
That
So
when-
that's why I'm asking is,
They have drainages in their front yards. There are some spots, because when we bought the property, we were told everything flows to the front to drain to the ditches.
any more questions for this?
And in
Okay.
your opinion, you feel this structure would add to the
Yeah, it would add to,
already?
it would add to water coming over onto our side, and it would add to more water going, like I said, into our son's front yard, where they have 3 kids that need to come out and play somewheres.
But you did say everything flows to the front, right?
Yes, sir, but when they started building things, land started building up,
Yeah.
we already kind of fixed our ditches to drain most of our yard to our pond in the back. We only have one drainage ditch going to the front, and that is along our driveway going to the front.
That's on the,
But that's the opposite side of this property, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
okay.
So it drains right onto the actual drive back to your house, right? If it was constructed, what you're saying is the water would
Well, it
actually
would start
drain.
flowing over into covering our road more than just the edges that get covered already.
Is your house blue
Yes, ma'am.
with like burgundy shutters?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
We're to the back.
And your son is
He's
slightly
that
in
trailer.
front of you?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. You see that in those
Yeah,
pictures?
we have some photos that shows that.
Yeah, and we see where Mr. Hunt he can build this thing in the front of his house. And that would be no problems.
So for drainage, this way, that way. Yeah, right down there.
Building a front house, still have water.
So that's like 500 square feet.
Okay, any more questions?
Not
I
opposed.
have none.
Okay.
Thank you.
If anybody else would like to speak for or against this, please come sign in. All right. we're gonna close public hearing.
I have a question for him.
Come on back up.
Are there two homes on your property?
It's a building adjacent
Okay.
to it. Yes. yes,
So the
ma'am.
orange building is not another home,
No,
but it's yours?
it's mine.
Okay, and you live in the beige home?
I live in a,
Well, it could be,
the picture she showed,
Yeah.
it was it's a log cabin.
Oh, it's a log cabin,
Yeah, and my
okay.
house is in front of it. Yeah. And,
Okay, so you live in a log cabin?
yes, ma'am.
Okay,
It's right in front of the yard there. That's my backyard where I want to put it. I don't want to put it in the front yard. I just-
okay. The
Man,
beige looking house, that's not a house?
No,
it's a storage.
It's like a mother-in-law's quarter.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yes, ma'am.
Excuse me. Do you have any covered parking currently for your personal vehicles?
No, I
No
don't.
covered parking?
My house faces my neighbor's, the driveway in the middle. My house does not face the street. It
Okay,
it
yeah, that's
faces
what I was trying
the
to
neighbor's
figure out.
driveway,
Okay.
yeah. And, like I said, I didn't want to mislead, saying I didn't have another place to put it, but I wouldn't even think the first time to put it in my front yard.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
don't want to put it in the front yard.
Any motions?
Where-
Well, I think I have another question. As you're coming into the property at the other fence corner, not in the corner where you want to build the
Yes, ma'am.
shed,
Yes, ma'am.
the other fence corner, what is there?
Okay, that's the building, and then I got 12 feet of a lean-to, then a servitude. That's basically the end of my property. That's neighbor's yard.
Okay.
Could you tell me again why you do not want to put your shed in the front yard? It's just aesthetics, the way it looks?
It would, yes, sir, basically for looks. I
Okay.
mean, even if I didn't care about the neighborhood, I wouldn't trust to put a boat and a trailer in the front yard, for
Oh.
people to come by wanting to take it, besides a sore eye.
It'd be off the driveway too, so.
Yes.
Well, there's another boat in one of the pictures that looks like it's in the front of your house.
That's for sale.
Oh, that one's for sale?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And as you come straight in your driveway to the side of the swing, before you make that turn, is this the same, am I looking at the same spot? Like, right over here? I guess I'm getting confused about his yard. See, what I'm trying to figure out is what
Easiest way to-
stops
I don't know
him
if
over
this
here.
picture would clarify it a little bit.
This is where he wants to build it.
Yeah, what I'm saying is what stops from here.
So Mr. Hunt's drainage now is right down the same,
If you see that,
Mr. Hunt's.
that other boat you're in question about, it's sitting in front of my house, the
right
front of
down
my
the
house,
driveway somewhere,
the front door.
along the fence, I guess.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Here's a picture. Well,
Okay. We asked him to-
That's-
have you already purchased this building?
Yes, sir.
Do what?
I didn't
Can we ask him?
Here's one more picture, probably clarify all the questions you got as far as trying to understand the layout.
Yeah. True.
Okay, this would be my driveway, and that's the house. Of course, that's the front yard, that's the building. And this area is where I was wanting to put the boat shed, rooftop.
How long has that other metal structure on your neighbor's side been there?
About 19 years. In fact, I talked to him yesterday, and he said it's
No,
been up
this
there for 19 years. Yeah, I'm not wanting to put it on the fence line. I'm about 4 or 5 foot from it. And as far as flooding, I never had a problem with flooding, personally.
Well, I guess my question is that's the back fence that
Yes,
we're
ma'am.
looking at that's in front of, I think, her son's trailer.
Right.
And that's where you have a 20-foot building line. Is that correct?
Yes, oh, yes, ma'am, I think so.
Yes.
Yeah, the rear setback is
20
20,
foot.
and it's 10 from the side. I'm not really worried about your side, it's the rear that,
What's your concern about the rear?
The drain would be draining,
Towards,
well, my concern is, as far as the drainage, if they're already getting,
it's,
But if they're draining toward the front, that fence ain't helping that drain toward the front.
Right. At all.
That's a solid fence, that ain't even a picket fence.
well, true.
Who owns the fence, the solid fence that's on the back?
I do.
Are there any kind of drainage pipes underneath the fence?
There's none, and I don't. You can have the heaviest rain you want. You can walk around in my yard and not, you're not gonna get your feet. You can wear shoes and not get your feet wet in my yard. I don't know about the rest of the yards.
In your opinion, Mr. Hunt, there's nowhere else it could be to get out of some of these problems that we have with the rear setback, side setback? Could it be adjusted forward some?
Oh, that's,
Is that possible?
no, sir.
If you come up too far, you got a tree.
Yeah, you got several trees.
Yeah.
well, I think
Yep.
he's gonna have to do away with the tree anyway to put it where he's.
One of
No,
them.
ma'am, I'm good without,
You're
I
good
done
without
cut, I done
that?
cut one tree. Think I
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, you're gonna
Right,
have
you
to
gotta
cut
cut
that
No, I
one.
done
You don't?
cut one. No, I'm good, the way it is now.
Okay.
Just shoehorning it in.
Like this is, I don't know if that's,
How far is it
Orange
to
tree.
that second tree that's in the middle? Have you ever measured that?
uh,
What do you think? It's gonna be behind this tree, it would come up this tree.
Yeah, if you had to come up.
the drainage, that's, you talking about bringing it up 20 feet from the back?
No, what I'm saying is if we did something where you had to be 12 foot off the back and we gave you 5 foot off the side, are you gonna be able to put the building there?
No, ma'am, I measured it, I got that dog pen back there that's 8 foot, and I was wanting to come 9 foot off the back, and
Okay,
5 off
wh-
the sides.
Okay, you can't move a dog pen?
Well, I can, it's no problem, it'd just be bringing it further to the back, where the neighbor is, that's objecting it.
Yeah, but the dog pen is just like a wire fence, right?
Oh, it's no problem to move the dog pen, but you guys was wanting me to move it even further away
Oh,
from the
I don't
dog
care
pen.
where you move a dog pen. What I'm asking is, can you build the building 12 foot off the back fence? That's 36 foot to that second tree, or how far is it to the
I was
second
wanting to
tree?
go, I was wanting to go 9 foot from the back.
I understand that, but
And the dog pen's only 8 foot from the back. And then from the side variance, I was wanting to go 5.
okay, and I'm not really worried about the side. I'm saying that I probably don't have a problem with the side. I'm just trying to get you a little further off the back fence. So I'm asking.
Well, before you do that, Lance, which way are you classifying as the side and the front?
I'm classifying as the road as being the front. where the
Road's
road
road?
frontage, not the driveway,
Oh.
the road frontage itself.
Yeah.
Road.
So where the road is, I'm considering all the way to the
His
back.
house faces this little gravel road.
Right.
So if that's the case, then
Yeah.
that back would actually be his side. And that's already 5 feet. So that's why I'm trying to.
No, Rose and his
I know.
driveway runs along this side.
I know, but it's usually the way the house faces.
House faces this.
House faces this. So this would be the side, this would be the front.
Which is the
That's why I was
length?
asking. Because he used to tell me wherever the house numbers were, that was the front.
We're going to consider the way that the lot is located. Let me get right here now.
Are you saying Rose Avenue is the front of his lot? Okay, then I'm right.
Right here, that's right, yeah.
I'm saying,
So the end there
That's
is
okay.
what I'm trying to see if we can get 12 foot off.
yeah, I'm showing that this would be the front. This is going to be the sides, and this is going to be the rear. So it'd be 20 feet here, 10 feet here.
Okay.
Thought he asked for 11.
Yeah, he's asking for 11 foot. That would
So-
put him 9 foot off the fence.
Okay,
I was trying to move him up
Okay.
at least 3 more feet
okay.
so that there's 12 foot that his
On the back.
roof can drain into.
Right. I see your point, but
Yeah.
How
And-
far up is that,
on the
The,
tree.
the roof will be draining to
how
the
far is,
side that my house faces. This-
how
Yeah.
far is from here to the line? From this building to right there?
That building is 12 plus 12, about 30. That building is like 38 feet from my property, this neighbor to that,
Like from this back line to
Yeah.
here? This is the building. I don't think this is just a lean-to or something.
yes.
But
Or
from that
shed.
building to the end of the line, what we're saying is, can the back of this building be parallel with this? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Oh, okay, yeah, that'd be
That's-
like 12 foot.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I was wanting to come 9
That
foot.
was right there. Back end of this building will match the back end.
Right.
That's 12 feet.
Yeah,
That's
12
what I was
feet.
trying to get him
Yeah.
to go.
Any other questions?
Could,
Now,
could the shed be
Go ahead.
smaller? I'm sorry.
I have a question. You say your house is facing the gravel road?
Driveway, neighbor.
Driveway?
Yes, it doesn't face the street.
Okay, do you have a fence on the backside?
I have it, let's say Rose Road's my front of the property. I got a fence on the back and then on the split driveways.
Okay.
So there's nothing on that, I'm sorry, white fence or something?
I see, yeah.
This one right here, is there a fence going right here?
Yeah, there's a wire fence. It looks-
Oh, yeah, there's a neighbor has horses. He's got,
Like a white picket fence? thing?
yeah, he got a white picket fence that comes about even with the back of my house
Okay.
and it stops. And then barbed wire, keep the horses in.
Because basically what I was trying to get to is, I think you said you didn't want the building in the front of your property because of what?
Just looks and,
Aesthetics.
But your looks is the front of your house is facing the gravel road
right.
instead of that main
It's
street.
still the front yard, plus I wanted to add on to the front, within another year or two, put a garage.
Okay.
Because like, I'm going off what you say, the looks. Your
Yeah.
looks is at the front of your house.
And then in the
the front
future,
is-
we have discussed and wanted to add on each side of the house.
Okay.
I'm going to make a motion that we give a 5-yard setback on the side property line.
5 feet.
And
5 feet.
5 feet. And that we give 8 yards on the back, which will give him, he has to build 12 foot off the rear setback.
That's 8 feet, right?
8 yards or 8?
We're going to give 8 feet.
Okay.
I'm sorry, am I saying yards?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm
right.
sorry,
So-
8 feet. So we'll give 8 feet off the back, it'll be 12-foot building line, and 5 off the side, so it'll be a 5-yard
Okay,
setback.
I have a motion to keep the 5-foot side set variance and do it instead of an 11, is it 11? Do an 8 foot back variance. Do I hear a second?
8 feet.
Are y'all calculating, or nobody wants to do a second?
No, I'll second that.
Still calculating.
Yep.
All right, got a motion by Miss Kathy Desideer to do a 5-foot side and 8-foot back variance, and a second by Mr. Bill Lee. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, motion passes.
Nay.
All right, got 8 foot and 5 foot.
Yes, sir. All right, thank you much.
Next zoning review ID is 2214.12, Lot 1I of the Adeline O. Guidry property for Adeline Guidry, located on the southeast corner of Vico Road and Daniel Guidry Road. Anybody here to represent that property? Sign on in.
Good evening, Clint Quintmall, representing W.J. Quintmall Surveyors, asking for variances on the Helene Guidry property, requesting the variance to include the right-of-ways on both lots. The requirements of the zoning of rural is 20,000 square feet. We exceed that due to the fact that Lot 1I1 is on a corner lot. A severe amount of right-of-way is included in the lot, as well as some of the right-of-way on Lot 1I-2. Also, we're requesting a variance of the 1.2 foot of the mobile home, which is in the side setback. It's already in place. We wanted to use the chain link fence as the property line and not have to have the chain link fence, which goes with the current residence, to be 1 foot on the other side of the created property line. The mobile home movers were supposed to move it back a little further, and they unfortunately moved it within the setback, but that's where it sits today.
Does anybody have any questions?
So the proposed lot is where the mobile home sits, correct?
We're taking Lot 1I and dividing it. So the proposed lot is the division line along the chain link fence between the mobile home and the residence.
Why is it being split?
To give Lot 1-I-1 to her son
her
through a
son?
donation.
The lot starts in the middle of the road, on both
Correct.
roads?
Correct.
Okay.
Lance, how does that happen?
You may want to ask Clint. It's Louisiana law. more than anything. But yeah, there are title they own to the center of the roads in some instances, because donation or was never given.
Okay.
It was never given.
All right, any other questions? All right, give me a sec, let me open up public hearing. Anybody have anything to say for or against this zoning review ID? Please come up forward and sign in. It's a quiet night tonight, nobody wants to run up here and speak. All right, closing public hearing. All right, do y'all have any more questions, or do I hear a motion?
I make a motion to accept the variance.
As written?
Yes, sir.
I'll
Second.
second it.
Okay.
All right, got a motion by Mr. Mike Bro and seconded by Ms. Kathy Desideer to approve as written. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Have a good evening.
All right, we're gonna go into old business. Zoning review ID 2111.12, track Y of the, oh, I couldn't say this last month. Okay, Florizel Sue Gordon Williams property for Wayne D. Johnson, located on the south side of LA Highway 429, Weber City Road. Just to kind of give a little bit of clarification on why this came back, it was requested by Ms. Desideer to make sure that the people living in the house were notified.
Correct.
Okay? People living in the house are not the owners of the property. They're
Okay.
renters, and there was really no way to get in touch with them other than somebody going physically there and meet them. So the terms weren't met of the variance, of the condition we had put on it. So I asked it to come back so that it could be clearly stated on what our opinion, what are our goals for this property. And what we're saying that we're going to do with this property. Since the actual people in the house are renters and we're not notified.
Okay, so we don't know any way to notify the owner.
The owners have been notified, yes.
the owners
But you said who
haven't.
lived in the house.
Oh, no, I was talking about the owners of the house.
I know, but
didn't
we
realize
looked at
they
it,
were
yeah.
renters.
We looked
Yeah.
at the video and
Okay.
we said people that in the house.
Yeah,
Okay.
the owners
Oh, I'm
have been
sorry.
notified of the house and the property.
Okay.
The,
All right.
so,
Hi again.
If the lady that lives in the house, Miss Williams, she is here. If,
okay,
But the only thing we're trying to do is, they in the tax assessor's office, they have Mr. Johnson as owning the entire tract Y, but he
Okay.
only purchased the .9, so he's just trying to subdivide it so that she can keep her side and he just has what he owns. And her side is a little shy of just, meeting the requirements, so we're just asking for a variance.
how is that being corrected besides us giving of the variance?
Well, once the variance is granted, then it will go to the staff level planning commission and they'll sign off on it.
Okay, but does that mean the tax assessors and all
Yes.
that's to be
Then-
updated?
But the tax assessors can't do it until they get a legal map.
Right.
And we can't do a legal map until we're granted a variance.
Catch-22.
Oh, okay.
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 Okay. And we are sure that the map that y'all are providing meets the measurements and the dimensions that are on the old history
Yes.
mortgage?
Mhm.
We are essentially correcting a problem that originated some time ago.
Yes.
I think he traced back, Lance must have traced back
All the way back.
some of that
Saw-
document in there.
Yeah.
Saw some history here from
Yeah, there's history on
72.
the
So, the title search is pretty clear at this point.
Yeah, Ellen did that, so she came that, yeah, Patrice typed it.
So we want to subdivide, fix the problem, and everybody own. Okay.
Yes. Yes, here it is. That's the original. Yeah, that's the last month's. This was.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. I just wanted to make sure that
This one's original.
everybody knew. Yeah. Yeah, I thought, I didn't have any clue.
It's folded up. It's folded up.
Anybody else got any questions or anything?
I have no questions.
All right, let me open it up for public hearing, do like we do everything else. Gonna open up the public hearing. If anybody wants to say anything for or against this zoning review ID, please come forward. Nobody running up here, so we're gonna go ahead and close public hearing.
I'm gonna move that we accept as written now that we have proof that the owners of the house have been notified.
I'll second that.
All right. I have a motion by Ms. Kathy Desideer to approve as written. Second by Mr. Bill Lee. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you. I just wanted it to be clear. Anybody else have any other business? We're all good?
Make a motion to
Motion
adjourn.
adjourned.
Second?
All those in favor of adjourning?